Hello, Misfits, and welcome. I was going to make a totally different video today, but then Hasbro did something that reminded me that they suck and they're super greedy, so we're going to talk about that instead. And you're just going to have to contend with low effort, Amanda, today. I am not feeling very good, and pretty much everything in the world is happening this week, so I'm very, very stressed and very, very tired, so sorry. Okay, so what exactly has Hasbro done this time? Well, this specifically is dealing with D&D Beyond, the one-stop shop website for all things Dungeons & Dragons. Well, for all things 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons, so sorry for the older editions there. So, Dungeons & Dragons is an online website where you can create characters, buy digital copies of books, you can look up monster stats, you can make your own magic items. It's really, really great. It's especially useful for people getting into the game for the first time. In its character creation process, it is a little hand-holdy, but basically it will plug everything in for you. You make the selections you want, and it makes the character sheet for you. And it is clean, it is easy to understand, it does all the math for you, and honestly, it's a beginner's dream. Now, where it's been less of a beginner's dream is the fact that, it's not free. There are all these various subscription tiers. You, of course, need to buy the books in order to get the materials in the books. And, one of the popular complaints is buying a digital copy of the book doesn't get you a physical copy, or vice versa. If you want both, you gotta buy both. But something that was really, really nice, and I do say was, past tense, was the fact that if there was just a race or a feat or a subclass in one book that you wanted, but you didn't want everything else in the book, you could just buy that one thing, and it normally only cost you $1, maybe $2. They had this great sort of a la carte individual purchasing option for all of their books, which is fantastic. It's incredibly expensive to be into D&D, especially as a dungeon master that's running the games. There are multiple books that you're going to want to buy, and they keep pumping out new content, and maybe you don't want to run those campaign modules, but you like the races and the feats and the magic items that are in them, and you just want those. Well, previously, you could just get those, and if later you wanted to buy the full book, you could at a discounted price. That is gone. D&D Beyond has very recently done away with this a la carte individual purchasing option, and they didn't tell anybody it was happening. Before we go any further, I want to take a moment to talk to you guys about Sci-Fire. Sci-Fire is a sister company of Books Please that is dedicated to offering people an extensive collection of books from a variety of genres, from manga to fantasy to sci-fi to gaming books and much, much more. They have graciously asked me to be an affiliate, meaning that if you use the code MISFIT at checkout, you can get 5% off your purchase. On top of this discount, Sci-Fire is also trying to get you fantastic deals on books. Nearly every single book on their website is listed at a lower price than what you would find on most other competing sites. I looked through their collection and decided to order the Call of Cthulhu Keeper's Rulebook by Sandy Peterson, and it came in! It's so nice to hold in my actual hands. I'm very excited. I've always wanted to run a Call of Cthulhu game, so I'm really hoping that this sort of fast-tracks that process, but I got it in the mail way sooner than I thought I would, because this is a UK-based company, but I got it pretty quickly, which was pretty nice. Yeah, book's in great condition, and oh man, look at some of this wild art. I'm so excited. I can't wait to poke through it and pull it apart and just read all the juicy things about Call of Cthulhu, because it's such a fascinating game. I've been listening to a lot of playthroughs of Delta Green, which is very, very similar, just sort of a modern setting. But I really wanted to check out Call of Cthulhu because my current campaign has a lot of Lovecraftian vibes to it. But yeah, be sure to check out Sci-Fire. They have tons of different books for the various TTRPG systems, Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, Starfinder, Call of Cthulhu, and far more. And don't forget to use the code MISFIT at checkout. Honestly, this is super frustrating. One, it's shady to just like get rid of a feature quietly behind the scenes when no one's looking. And two, it seems like a really dumb decision. It seems like a really dumb financial decision. If previously it only cost you like $2 to get that owlin race you were dying for, now if you want it, you gotta dish out like at minimum $30, but some of these books are like $50. Who's gonna do that? Nobody. Like, I just feel like clearly somebody up at Hasbro is like, we're not making enough money off of D&D Beyond. Let's do this, and then they're gonna have to dish out like this outrageous amount of money, and then we'll get to stuff it all in our pockets, and we'll be like super happy and wealthy. Guys, we're not doing that. We're not gonna do that. Like, I'm sorry. We were buying the like couple of dollar options for a reason. We're not gonna then dish out the full 30. It's just not gonna happen. Maybe this decision stems from them trying to recover from the disaster they created themselves last year with the whole OGL drama. I'm sure we all remember that. That is when most of us deleted our D&D Beyond subscriptions, myself included. I actually haven't purchased anything through D&D Beyond at all since then. So, sorry, this change that they've made won't affect me very much. But I do know it's going to affect a lot of people that are looking to get into the game for the first time. Now this is an added financial barrier that they're going to have to figure out how to cross on top of all of the other ones that were already in existence. It's just so stupid. I think this is going to result in people really looking to the homebrew marketplace. This sort of vast collection of magic items, races, feats, all of those things that they've created themselves that you can peruse and decide if you want to add them into your game. But I'm now super worried that they are looking to get rid of that feature as well. Back when the original OGL was leaked, there were also leaks alluding to this desire to get rid of that homebrew functionality on D&D Beyond. So now I feel like its days are numbered. And with the way they did this, they got rid of the individual purchasing quietly without telling anybody. I'm afraid I'm going to wake up one day and all of that homebrew stuff is gone. Now, more than likely, they would just bar you from creating any new stuff, but not get rid of the stuff you already have. But I don't know. I think I'm probably going to start quietly trying to screenshot all the things I've created or made or find a way to save it because I'm kind of worried. This doesn't really bode well. It's like every time Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro try to mend fences and try to repair stuff and try to take a step forward, they always take at least 5 steps back, and this is no different. Another thing else that is kind of concerning is the fact that you can share content between campaigns. I thought when I deleted my subscription that would stop working for all of my campaigns, and it didn't. And part of me is afraid that maybe D&D Beyond doesn't realize that they have still allowed me to share all of my content with all of my players, because that's pretty much the only way I've been able to work around the 6-character cap that's on the just free D&D Beyond account, and I'm afraid that that's gonna go away too. It's just disconcerting. I'm just annoyed. I am annoyed that this company, Wizards of the Coast, Hasbro, I bet money this is a Hasbro decision, but it's time and time again, they fail to understand who their customers are. They fail to understand that the loyalty of their customers is what's important, not like the depth of their pockets. So time and time again, they like stab us in the back with these greedy decisions just because they want to line their pockets. And it's like, if you treat us well, we will stick with you and continue to give you business time and time again. But if you make these decisions, we will leave. There are greener pastures somewhere else. Regardless, I wanted to bring this up so that I could bring it to y'all's attention and just make you aware of what's going on. I know I'm probably a little late to the game on discussing it, but I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to make my opinions known and clear. It doesn't personally affect me, because, yeah, I deleted my subscription. I don't really buy things through D&D Beyond anymore. I was so frustrated by all of the OGL stuff that I'm kind of like, I just don't like buying Wizards of the Coast stuff. It just puts a bad taste in my mouth still. But I do know that this affects people that are trying to get into the game, and I still want people to discover D&D and like the game and fall in love with TTRPGs. And this is going to be a barrier to that. I used that individual purchasing feature all the time, literally all the time. And to know that I wouldn't have that ability anymore is really frustrating, because I know DMs specifically really like that, really liked that feature, and it's a great feature. It's very, it's annoying that it was sort of like microtransactions. None of us like microtransactions, puts bad taste in our mouth, but still, it's a lot easier to just make a couple like dollar purchases here and there and then dish out a full $30. I would think that would be giving them a lot more money than this change that they've just made. I feel like people are more ready to mindlessly spend a couple dollars here and a couple dollars there than they are to dish out the full price of a book. I just don't understand this change. It doesn't make any sense at all. All that aside, I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. I want to know what you think. How many of you still deal with 5e, still deal with D&D Beyond? How many of you left because of the OGL stuff? How many of you left before the OGL stuff? How many of you are thinking of leaving now? I'm just super curious about where you guys stand on this and like what you're thinking about the whole thing. And all of that. Of course, if you want to support me and the channel, feel free to like and subscribe, but way more important is to comment down below. The engagement on the video is what makes other people see it. So please comment, talk to me. I want to hear your thoughts anyway, so might as well meet me in the comment section below. But with all of that said and done, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a great rest of your week, and I'll see you again next time. As I said, like, everything is happening this week. I have to give a choir concert. For me, it's tomorrow. For you, it's yesterday. I got a birthday this week. It's a big one. Big 3-0. Not super pumped about that, but hey, you know, it is what it is. I have to go on a big school field trip that's overnight. Not super jazzed about that, but hey, it's fine. But because of all the busyness happening, there will be no campaign episode this week or next week. We will come back on the 31st of May for a very special one-shot, so be sure to tune in for that. But yeah, that's all I've got. I'm going to try to rest and drink some, well, okay, it should be tea. It's coffee instead, because I wanted coffee, but it's a warm drink, so I'm sure it accomplishes the same. I know it doesn't, but shh, don't tell anybody. Anyway, have a good day. I'll see you next time.